In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about Horrorstopper, the Halloween Heartstopper, Charlie in eyeliner, making Drew cry, and awkward eye contact over OJ in our discussion of Heartstopper Volume 5 by Alice Oseman. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Drew.
And I'm Claire. And today we're going to discuss Heartstopper Volume 5 by Alice Oseman. Woo!
With Superfan Drew. Woo!
I'm back.
Yay! Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! I love it when super fans join us. Especially Superfan Drew.
Oh.
Drew,
when you invite me.
Look, everybody knows this about me, but I'm just going to say it out loud to you right now, Drew. You get me through these episodes. Heartstopper, not for me. You help me survive, so thank you. I'm glad you're here.
But it's so machine and adorable.
Is that your initial thought?
No, I have a different initial thought. But I will save it because first I have to share background info. And this is very short. But it's something that I believe in wholeheartedly. There was an interview with Alice on NPR in February of this year. And they say queer young people really need to see themselves in fiction and in the media that they're consuming. For that to be taken away, which is what is happening all around the world right now, but most especially where I am, it's really scary and disheartening and upsetting. And that is so true. So just let people read what they want to read. Doesn't hurt anybody.
That's exactly it. If you don't want to read it, don't read it.
Just don't read it. Ugh. I don't want to get on that soapbox again today, though.
Okay.
I know.
It may happen.
It probably will.
Okay.
Do you have real initial thoughts?
No, because I never have anything exciting to say for these books. Except for, soapbox things. But I feel like that really brings down the, joy of these books. Because they're so precious. They're precious.
Oh, yeah, they're precious. But in all honesty, it's one big series. If you look at the page numbers don't break. So you do need to kind of read it as one big story. And this one was fine. But it's very much an in-between. It's like it's getting a one part to the next with it's not as meaty as what the other installments have been.
The next one's the last one, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, yes.
Sorry, I'm too emotionally attached to these books.
I don't know if it's necessarily emotional attachment to the books or to Nick and Charlie. And, how delightfully they're portrayed on the Netflix series as well. It's just cute cinnamons.
It's just nice. Just so nice. It's just something I can put on and watch or read through. And I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Nobody gets murdered, which is one thing Amanda doesn't like.
Great.
There's no horrible gore. People's teeth don't fall out. Eyeballs don't get popped. There aren't creatures under the bed.
It's so precious.
Like, I love.
You kind of
I love
want, you know how they did Pride, Prejudice and Zombies, but
Mhm.
you need Heartstoppers where the heart is stopped
Yes,
because
that
it's
is
like
what
a
I
horror
need.
retelling of Heartstopper.
Yes. Can we
Nick's
have
a
that,
werewolf.
please?
Charlie's a vampire.
Yes. That's what I need. Can we please manifest that?
Horrorstopper. It's going to be
Horrorstopper.
Horrorstopper.
Yeah, and it's like just the Halloween version. Just rewrite one and make it Halloween.
I will give Alice Oseman all my money.
Yes.
If they will do this.
Yes. Same. Okay.
I don't have much, but you can have what's in the sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
More than one that's in my bank account. So
I was like, that's not very much. Shall we dig
let's
into the
get
summary?
this summary started.
Yeah.
Do it.
Nick's diary. It's March. Charlie is back at school and back at rugby. He's having fewer bad days, and Nick's dad knows about their relationship. Now, though, Nick needs to think about his future and attending university and the possibility of moving away from Charlie. Wah, wah.
It's April and Charlie's birthday. Nick finds Charlie in the music room playing the drums to give him a big birthday hug, kiss, and swing around the room. He's also got a huge 16 birthday badge Charlie has to wear all day. I had one of those as well. I think it's probably very British to have one of those big badges the size of my boob. As Nick leaves Charlie to practice, they have one last kiss. Their kisses are becoming more and more intense.
Later, Charlie is telling Tao and Alad about the kiss. It's not the first time it felt like that. Intense. Different, then awkward, and overwhelming. It's blatantly obvious to Tao and Alad Charlie and Nick might be ready to take things a step further. Sex. They're talking about sex.
Ooh.
Oh.
Charlie and Nick talked last summer about sex, and they agreed to wait as Nick wasn't ready. Well, time has passed, so maybe it's time to talk about it again. When Charlie asks if Tao and Ellie have, Tao gets all defensive. So that's a no. Anyway, it's Charlie's birthday, and it's time for him to get ready for his party. Alone in his room, Charlie takes his shirt off. He looks nervous and turns the mirror away.
A little while later, Nick, Darcy, Tara, Ellie, Sahar, and in the background, Tori's friend Michael are at the front door screaming, "Happy birthday!" While Tori drags Michael upstairs, which is one of my favourite panels in the book, by the way, everyone else crowds Charlie and offers well wishes. Gifts are given, there is cake and bad singing, lots of snacks and scary movies. Charlie even has a bit of his birthday cake after his therapist challenged him to have a small slice.
Challenge accepted for me.
I will destroy the cake. Let's go. Later, Nick is watching Charlie while he, Tao, and Alad are mixing some gross-sounding drink. Tara asks Nick, Ellie, and Safar if they've been thinking about uni options. Elle is going to apply to art colleges, which are all in London. Sahar wants to study history in an old uni and live in a dark academia fantasy. I can't do words. Tara wants to study dance, but job prospects aren't great after. Nick doesn't know. He assumed he'd go to uni, probably at Kent, so he could stay at home with his mum. Darcy calls Nick out for the real reason he doesn't want to go far, Charlie. But he hasn't really thought about uni too much. Charlie interrupts and makes Nick try some of the gross drinking.
No.
Been
Here.
there, don't do it. Don't do it, Nick.
Drink this, it's gross.
Yeah, don't
do it.
Don't do it.
Later still, Nick and Charlie are in the kitchen. Charlie is drunk and starts squeezing Nick's face, which is one of my favorite panels, by the way. Charlie asks what Nick was talking to the girls about, and Nick confesses it was about university and that he'll probably stay in Kent, but Charlie tells him he should do what he wants to do. Everyone else is already asleep, so Charlie and Nick settle down together and go to sleep too.
It's me. Every touch and every kiss seems to feel more and more intense to Charlie. He's sitting in relationships and sex education class with Tao and Aled, asking how he can find out if Nick wants to do it. But also worries if he keeps thinking about it and freaking out. Does that mean he isn't ready yet? They tell him to calm down and that maybe this class will help, just as the teacher slams down a cucumber and some condoms. No. Tao sensibly tells Charlie to just ask Nick if he wants to have sex.
Communication, what?
Wow, who would have thought? Asking what?
What?
Charlie texts Nick
Asking
about
for
cucumber.
consent.
Oh my god. Charlie texts Nick about the cucumber while Nick is in a careers session and unsuccessfully filling in a My Future worksheet. His friends Otis, Sai, and Christian are talking to a classmate about losing his beaker. There's a bit of a debate on whether losing your virginity is a big deal, TM. Sahar points out that it's society that makes it a big deal, TM. And pressures people at their age into having sex. Nick feels that everyone should just go at their own pace, as he's thinking about Charlie. Nick replies to Charlie's cucumber text saying, well, maybe you should try it not on a cucumber sometime. Well, now, this is some terrible fun, but it works. It's adorable.
After class, Tao tells Charlie he and Ellie have tried some stuff, and if it's awkward, they just laugh about it, as it's supposed to be fun, and they love each other. Yay! That's good advice. Thanks, Tao. Charlie bumps into Nick and asks him to come to his house after rugby, which is honestly less rugby practice and more like a flirtation spectator sport, since they're always all over each other all the time. When they're alone in Charlie's room, they start making out and it starts to get more physical. On the bed, they pause long enough to ask each other if they want to stop, but neither wants to. Nick asks if he can take Charlie's shirt off, but he's not ready for that and knows Nick really likes him. Charlie's mom interrupts at this point, telling them to keep the door open. Geez, thanks, Mom. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Charlie confesses he wants to keep going, and Nick reveals he wants to too. Oliver runs past at this point, being chased by Tori, and it's kind of chaotic to continue the conversation.
Texting later, Nick tells Charlie he's nervous too. He doesn't know what he's doing. Charlie has no objections. Meanwhile, Charlie keeps looking at the mirror and Nick keeps looking at university applications. Meanwhile, Sahar texts Charlie asking if he will play drums at the Summer Fete. It's going to be nerve-wracking, but he'll think about it.
Yeah. Charlie has a stress dream about being skinny and his scars, and Nick calling him disgusting. One of the saddest bits, I think, in this bit so far. But thankfully, he has Jeff, his therapist, to talk him through it. He doesn't believe it. Doesn't think Nick believes it. It's his anxiety making him feel that way. Jeff talks him through his concerns, and Charlie understands it better. Jeff also reminds Charlie of all the moments he's instigated difficult conversations, so maybe he's more confident than he gives himself credit for.
It's the day before Charlie starts study leave. As weird as it will be, it's going to be strange when Nick leaves school properly, but that's over a year away. Nick is going to look at some universities with Tara and Ellie, but insists Kent is still his first choice. He just doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. And he is a child. He doesn't have to choose right now. Oh my God. Sorry. another soapbox that I will stand on.
No,
and
it's
shout
fine. That's a soapbox that I was going to get on later.
Yeah.
On the last day of school, Charlie has everyone sign his shirt. Before he leaves, Mr. Farouk gives him an application to be head boy in sixth form. Mr. Farouk believes Charlie is a strong person and a good role model who will make positive changes. He doesn't have to decide now, but should give it some serious thought.
It's officially summer holiday. Yay!
Woo!
Well, apart from all the exams and studying left to do, Nick asked Charlie if he'd like to come over for a sleepover. Nick's mum is totally fine with it. She's a cool mum, so long as they use protection. Charlie's mum, however, well, he tries to talk on Saturday, then Sunday, and it doesn't go well. Charlie's mum is protective and worried about Charlie's mental health, his GCSEs, and basically refuses to talk about it until after his exams. This pisses Charlie off, and he storms out to see Nick, so she can't stop him from doing that. Meanwhile, Nick keeps deleting texts to their friends. He needs someone to talk about sex with.
Nick is looking at universities and texting Tara and Ellie about their uni visit trip. He doesn't know what to do. He keeps thinking about Charlie and thinking about Charlie's feelings of being left behind. He doesn't feel like going to his grandparents, which his mom asks about. He just wants to become a blanket burrito and samesies.
Yeah.
As Nick is dozing off, Charlie arrives, worked up about his fight with his mom. Charlie goes through the whole argument and insists that he's still working through stuff, but he isn't fragile, and he wants to do normal teenage stuff and have sex with his boyfriend. Nick agrees Charlie isn't fragile, admitting, if anything, he is more so. He goes on to say he hides behind a mask, never really opening up to anyone other than Charlie. And this whole thing with uni has made him realize he has a lot to figure out about himself. Souls laid bare, they start making out and take their relationship to the next stage of intimacy.
Why did they wait so long? It was so good. They definitely need to practice a lot. Oh, there is more than just touching they want to do together. And yes, Nick has been researching. I love that Nick researches everything. That's so special to me. As Charlie looks at Nick's internet history to see what he has been researching, he finds the universities Nick has been looking at, including Leeds. They start making out again, and Nick's mom loudly announces her arrival home. Where the fuck is Charlie's jeans? As Charlie leaves, Nick's mom can obviously tell what they've been up to, and so can Tori when he gets home.
Charlie's mum wants to talk. She's sorry for snapping and explains she's always worried about him, but fully acknowledges that she can be overbearing, and she promises a compromise. Charlie can sleep over at Nick's after his exams. She doesn't want the emotional step it is to distract him, and Charlie agrees. It's only 3 weeks. It will fly by.
Week 1. Charlie talks to Tao and Alid about what happened with Nick, and Nick adds Leeds University to the road trip plans. Band practice continues, and they distract each other from studying. Week 2. Road trip plans are fired up. Exams continue, and they sneak half an hour here and there to be together. Week 3. Nick is going on his university road trip with Tara and Ellie. Charlie's exams continue, but he has the summer fete on Friday to look forward to, which Nick promises to attend and watch him play.
The University of Kent is literally it's 15 minutes away from Nick's house, and it's fine. They head to Oxford next, and it's impressive and intense. Tara is tempted to apply. As they're sitting having lunch, they talk about uni and long-distance relationships and sex. Tara and Ellie take Nick to the pharmacy for protection, since it's quite obvious he'll be needing some soon.
Next, they head to Loughborough University, and Elle loves it. Alice is going to sacrifice her future for a relationship, boss, and they'll make long distance work. All this potential is making Nick's head spin a little bit. Thought of being apart from Charlie. Precious. Last is Leeds University, and Nick is loving it. The tour guide shows them sports facilities and rugby team, and says his partner's on the team, which blows Nick's mind. He can see himself playing there.
Nick FaceTimes Charlie, who is getting dry from a shower and isn't wearing a shirt. Nick was not prepared. Charlie never takes his shirt off. Nick doesn't want to talk about the universities, so they say their goodnights. It's a long drive tomorrow back to Truham.
On the drive home, Tara and Ellie give Nick some hard truths. Nick is a people pleaser. He puts everyone before himself, especially Charlie. But now is the time he needs to think about his own future. Charlie will support him and be happy for him. Nick isn't sure who he is without Charlie, and maybe it's time to find out.
Charlie puts the last of his textbooks into a drawer now that his exams are done. He's filled out the head boy application and decided to wear a closely fitted t-shirt for the summer fete performance of their band, Queer Intentions. The whole Spring family is going to the summer fete. Charlie heads to meet his friends before Queer Intentions are on at 4 p.m. Woo!
Look, I just really wanted him to be wearing eyeliner. And I'm going to talk about this more later, but I was just really hoping that his persona was going to change. Anyway, Michael is hanging out with Charlie and his friends, but Tori is hiding from him since he asked her if they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Michael is bi, and they had sex, and it just confirmed for Tori that she is asexual. She cares deeply about Michael, she just doesn't enjoy sex. Now, Tori is concerned that they want different things since she is typically pessimistic. That's me. Charlie tells his sister to talk to Michael about their relationship because it can be whatever they want it to be and fuck what anyone else thinks. Tori listens to his advice.
Meanwhile, Nick, Tara and Ellie are stuck in traffic and might miss hearing Queer Intentions play. It's getting close to 4 p.m. and Charlie is nervous, but he has friends and realises he doesn't need Nick there all the time. Nick is driving at the speed limit to get to the fete, and they manage to make it as Queer Intentions are being announced, and they are amazing!
Charlie's family congratulates him on a great performance before setting off for home. Charlie is going to hang out with his friends before staying at Nick's that night. They have a great time, and hours later head back to Nick's. They race upstairs and start stripping straight away. Charlie is able to let Nick remove the t-shirt. Yay! The rest of the clothes soon follow, and Nick throws Charlie onto the bed. The scandal.
My pearls!
Oh my goodness.
Much later, they're in bed having a snack. Charlie tells Nick about his nomination as head boy, and Nick tells Charlie how much he loved Leeds University. Charlie is buzzing for Nick. He's so excited as Nick has never sounded enthusiastic about Kent, and he wants Nick to go where he'll be happy. So, they'll be long distance. Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
Fun.
It's fine.
It's gonna be fine.
It's
Fine.
If you do uni properly, you're far too busy to worry about long distance.
Can confirm.
Okay, let's everybody go and listen to this promo for another show, and then we will dig into the discussion.
Don't forget, there's all the other Heartstoppers to listen to too, with Drew. Woo!
Yay! Yay! Woo! Woo!
Hi, I'm Bethany Finger, the host of Prince Kai Fan Pod, a Marissa Meyer Book Club podcast. Join me every week during my read-along journey through all of the books by author Marissa Meyer, one chapter at a time, spoiler-free. Each episode will feature a different guest, new fan art, and laughter and joy through reading. You can find Prince Kai Fan Pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all other listening platforms. And now, back to the show.
So, I feel
What were
like
you thinking about the eyeliner
I
change
just-
of persona then?
I just wanted him. I mean, he was wearing such a cute little punk outfit with his little ripped jeans and his tight black t-shirt. I just wanted him to like have on black eyeliner and like spike his hair up a little bit. He did not. But maybe one day.
Maybe in the show.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do really appreciate Nick finally realizing that he can be away from Charlie and be happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy about that.
I can understand Nick's being really scared to be away from Charlie because Charlie helped him realise that he is not a hetero cis male. You know, he is bisexual. He helped realise his potential, his own person, and he's introduced him to some fantastic queer people in with Ellie and Tara and Darcy and Aled and Tao. You know, he's opened his eyes and his horizons, and I can understand it being scary going somewhere and having to out yourself again. I can see that being a terrifying experience.
Yeah.
But also, university is probably one of the easiest potential places to do it if they've got a strong LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah. And like the guy on the rugby team was like, yeah, hey, that's my partner over there. And so you just kind of swoon a little bit because he's like, oh, it's another person playing rugby who has a partner. Someone maybe I can be friends with. That was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
I like that picture as well with when he was imagining himself on the team. He could see it, and that visualization really, that was the moment you knew, yeah, he has to go to Leeds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, what do you have to say?
Can I get my soapbox?
Well, I think one of the stand-up moments for me, I mean, I loved all different parts of it. I liked that, like, we had Nick being like, maybe I should focus on what I want, you know, what am I? Who am I? About Charlie, which was great. I love that. But then also, I liked how we just have little moments between, like, well, Charlie and Tori. That's one of my favorite parts of this whole volume. It's just that little bit with Charlie and Tori talking about them. It was great.
I really did like that part too.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that moment since I read Solitaire. So
Same.
I'm like,
I've been
I
waiting
need
for
this.
that as well.
What's going on? So yeah, I like that. I like that there's lots of brother sister moments between them. They're very cute.
I feel that Oliver, the little brother, is completely missed in the Netflix series, and it's a travesty because I love the way that Oliver just adores Nick as well, and he's just this little firecracker that's running around, and they're all having to dodge and weave and catch, and you know, he's just this sweet innocent soul who instantly loves Nick, and I think that helped Nick in the books, that Oliver does not care that he's his big brother's boyfriend. You know, it's just instant acceptance, no negotiation, no explanation, and I miss that character in the TV series. And I appreciate that cuts have to be made. But I really do like the Tori Charlie dynamic, and yeah, I agree. Since Solitaire, since Solitaire, I've been waiting for those brother sister moments, and this is the first time we've had Michael on the comic as well.
I was like, more Michael. Please, more Michael.
Yes, bit more Michael. Have Michael in Volume 6. I mean, he is very much a part of the Tory element. But it was nice to see Michael, and it was nice for him to be in the back room like, "Hi Charlie, happy birthday, Charlie!" I mean, he's an intense character, so yeah. And it was nice having those little moments where Nick could be friends with Ellie and Tara, and they could talk about sex and, you know, university, and, you know, they're going through things very similarly together, and he realises, actually, I do have friends I can talk to.
Yeah, and I think it's nice when he's like, oh, maybe it's like not really the friends, like, well, I love my other friends, maybe these guys aren't the kind of people I wanted to talk to about these things. I love it.
I think that's natural though, isn't it? You will talk about certain things with certain people, and it doesn't make the friendship any less or any more. It's just, you know, certain people are probably more receptive to specific conversations than what others are, or in certain respects more mature about it. Instead of, oh, you're gonna drop your V card. Come on, away, really.
Come on, mate.
Can I get on my soapbox about universities?
Yeah.
Sure.
Amanda, you said a very, very good thing. They're still children and they're having to decide their future. And it still annoys me that even when we were going through university and all that, when we had to apply, when you're 18-year-old, you have to apply for university or college, in the case of America, and you have to outlay thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars to decide your future when you don't really know what you want to do. Like, it's insane to me that you're getting children to make these massive lifelong decisions. When is that what they want? It just blows my mind. I remember when I applied for my master's recently from MSc, and I had to write my personal statement, and I basically wrote how at 18-year-old I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I did the subjects that interested me without any career goal in mind. And it's taken me 20 years since that point to find out, actually, these careers exist, but if you want them, you have to do this route, or this route, which would have been much easier as a young whippersnapper of 18 than it is as a crotchety-old person that I am now. And it's like, yeah, like for 20 years at least, I felt like I've gone, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And if you do, and you have that opportunity, and you have that drive, that's brilliant. And I'm so happy for you. But I think the vast majority of people are very much like Nick's situation, where you're 18 and you don't know what you want to do with your life. And it's indicative of the educational system that you have to go into so much debt. But it's not necessarily what you want. I mean, how often do you hear people, oh, I did law and I was trained to be a lawyer, but I just didn't go to the bar because I've decided to change careers and do X, Y, and Z instead. And it's completely different. And I work with doctors, actual MDs, and they aren't practicing doctors. They're going into a research career and basically starting from scratch. And you're like, my goodness. Those years and years and years of education, yeah, it's helpful to a point, but you've basically restarted, and it just seems crazy how we expect children to make these life decisions.
I can confirm, when I was like 18, well, I left high school, 16, I went to college, did TV and film, went to university, did music, and then I was like, not a fan of this anymore, actually. Now, fast forward, I'm now doing a completely different job, unrelated, and I'm like, well, at least I have my student loans.
Yay!
Yeah, I really enjoyed studying Spanish in high school, and so that's what I did when I got to college. That's my bachelor's degree, and then I got a job when I finished college, and I absolutely hated it. And then I found a library position in the newspaper, which tells you how old I am.
Wow.
And it was like, oh, we're looking for someone to tell stories for children. And I was like, yep, this is me. This is me. This is what I'm meant to do with my life. So getting into the library with no library experience, I shock people when I tell them the first time I stepped into a public library was when I went in for my job interview at the public library. I was very lucky to have books at home and to have school libraries to go to. There wasn't one that was super close to me anyway, so I didn't go to the public library as a child. But now, man, that's my life. Public library is my life. So then I got my master's degree after I started working at the library. But, I knew where I wanted to be at that point. So, and I was an adult. So it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Could have it any other way, right? Oh.
I was joking around with someone saying that you can always tell if somebody definitely does not know what they want to do with their life if they do a philosophy degree. Do you know anybody with a philosophy degree that has been able to actually apply it?
No.
That's okay. I have a Mickey Mouse degree.
Mickey Mouse degree. But to be fair, a lot of our job applications don't ask for, unless it's a very specific job role, a lot of places don't care what the degree is in. They just care that you've got a degree and then what level your degree's at.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. They don't necessarily, to be fair though, my current job role did require the Masters in Information Science, so I had to have that or be working towards it. But that's the only time I've ever applied for a job that's actually very specifically said you need to have the qualification in this field. Otherwise, it's just the fact that you have the degree in that level. So, in that respect, I'm not defending choosing degrees at such a young age and going, like I say, into that debt and that length of education. But it's also sad to say that it doesn't matter. But it's the same with all exams. Once you've done your GCSEs, is the most stressful exam you do until your A-levels in the UK. And then once you've done your A-levels in the UK, it doesn't matter because you've got your degree. Once you've got your degree, it doesn't. It kind of has that knock-on effect that the last set of exams don't really matter.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten to the point now in my job where it's like, how long have you been working in this position? That's what we care about.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
I think I read somewhere that Alice Oseman envisions Nick being a PE teacher or working in sports therapy or something like that.
No, I think there's background info, I think, from the last time. Nick is like a preschool teacher. He teaches little ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he would be so...
Yeah, it's precious.
He'd be so gentle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please tell me that Charlie's a heavy metal rocker.
No, I think they said that because Charlie likes to read, that Charlie goes into publishing. So that's cute. That's fine.
Maybe one day he'll wear the armor.
Maybe one day. Maybe he'll just wear it anyway.
Maybe.
That's all I want. All I want is for Charlie to wear
He's
eyeliner.
publishing 9 to 5. He's in publishing, but on a weekend, the eyeliner comes out, the hair gets put up really high.
Yes.
The skinny tees come out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me have Charlie and eyeliner. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much.
what all we're asking for is Horrorstoppers, the Halloween edition,
Yes.
and Charlie and Eyeliner, preferably together.
That would be great.
Yeah, it would be really great. And I even like it in the brief moment when it was still called Heartstoppers, but like, I just feel like there's like a flat line behind it. So you know that the heart has stopped on account of murder.
Yes.
It's still appropriate.
This is writing itself.
It really is.
Yes.
To a Cluedo-themed mini episode, right? Who killed Charlie in the killed Charlie in the dining room?
Yeah. I think it's fine. Who was everyone's favorite character in this one?
Well, I like Tori. Tori's my favourite. And Nick. I really like Nick. Finding more about himself and just being that golden retriever boy there.
Yeah, Tori was always Tori. Tori will never not be my favourite, I think. But I actually quite like Mr. Farouk because there was a few panels when he gives Charlie the head boy form, and then I can't remember what his partner's called, the other teacher, and they go out for lunch, and he kind of looks at Charlie and he wishes that there was a Charlie at his school, or even if he was Charlie at his school, because he would have had a lot more confidence in his own identity and not waited so long to be out. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that little moment.
Yeah. Tori is obviously always my favorite because I feel like I am Tori. Just so pessimistic about everything all the time. Yeah. I feel it. I feel her in my soul. But I do appreciate Mr. Farouk in this one for sure. He's a good teacher.
Yeah. I was quite surprised that I feel like I didn't really have a surprise, but I'm saying actually I was quite surprised how Nick didn't really have much of a conversation with his mum about the changes in his and Charlie's relationship and moving to the next level, because it feels like all of the other previous volumes Nick and his mum have had that bigger conversation, and she's always on his side. She is such an advocate. It's amazing. And yeah, okay, she was like, I don't mind if he stays over as long as you use protection. But it was very surface level conversation. Usually it goes a little bit deeper, and we didn't get it in this one, which I was quite surprised by.
I feel like she was doing a good motherly thing at that point. Like, I'm saying this out loud to you. It's fine if he spends the night as long as you use protection, because I think she just like wants him to know that she's aware and that she's there and will help him if he needs it. But like Nick has got to start making decisions for himself. Nick has got to start thinking about himself and like, don't always depend on mom, don't always depend on your friends, don't always depend on your boyfriend to tell you what to do. So I don't know. I think it was a meaningful moment that she didn't say anything other than, yeah, it's fine, just use protection. I think it's meaningful.
Oh, it's definitely meaningful, definitely. I think it was just it was quite a short. I'm saying short and sharp, but that's not necessarily the right words. But it was a very short conversation. Usually we have a little bit more. It's usually fleshed out a little bit more. But I think you've hit the nail on the head, and the conversation was as it needed to be. She consents, she's fine with it. And I suppose you can tell when she comes back into the house and she's like, I'm home! She's like, I know my son's going to be getting up to things. He's got a boyfriend. I'll be respectful and I'll shout that I'm home rather than come bursting into the room, which friends have had their parents burst into the room and gone, do you want a cup of tea? And in one instance, they sat down and had a conversation with them. They brought the tea tray in with the tea for them, and then sat down and started talking to them. And they're all butt naked, and they're like, this is awkward.
I think I'd die if that happened to me.
Yeah, that's painful. That's painful.
Listener, they've been married for 30 years now.
Did it happen last week?
Oh.
Do you know what? If her mum was still alive, she probably would still do that. There's stories. She had no shame.
Mm. Is that the kind of parent you're gonna be, Claire?
No, God, no.
Tea!
No.
Hello! Tea time!
No, I will open the door very loudly and be like, I'm home! Listen for the noises and go, yep, okay, I'm just gonna pop the shops. I'll be 5 minutes. And then just go and sit in the car.
Set your audiobook on and
Honk
be
the
like,
horn a few
well,
times.
Oh my god. So awkward.
What about you guys? Do you guys have any surprises? Were there any surprises? Could there be any surprises? Like I said earlier, it's a little bit of a filler book, so there's not really much of a...
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised by anything.
I mean, I did like the surprise Michael panel. I was like, that's the whole panel from my boy, Michael. Hey. But that's
Yeah,
about
it was
it.
nice to see Michael.
I take it he's a big character in the TV show?
Nope.
Or...
He
No?
is being introduced in this TV show next season, I think.
Oh.
I'm ready.
He's in Solitaire. He's a massive... Solitaire is Tori's book.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick and Charlie are in, and it does link up to the... You do see the link-ups.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael is her a huge part, and he's a weird person. He's really weird, and it's kind of like Tori's just so pessimistic and just like straight down the middle. You know where you are with Tori very much, and she doesn't. You know, she'll walk a straight line, and she goes. You know, you can understand. She goes from A to B, while Michael will go A 1 2 X Y, goat, beaver, C 3 8 B.
Nice.
He's all over the place, and they're just so polar opposites, and it's kind of like learning their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But Solitaire is also very heavily to do with a lot of mental health discussions and conversations and familial relationships, and it's quite an introverted book as well, because it is from Tori's point of view. It's a quick read because it's not a very long book, but for me it's also not an easy read. I don't know what your thoughts are on Solitaire, Drew, but I didn't think it was particularly easy because of some of the mental health conversations. You might need to think about it a little bit, or it might just be a little bit, I don't know, heavier, because it's a harder, tougher subject matter.
Mm-hmm. No, I it might just be me. I didn't think it was as heavy. I did listen to the audiobook though while driving around, so obviously there's going to be times where I'm just like zoned out, zoned out driving. But it, I mean, definitely hits a bit harder. But I thought I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a fun read. But because I was also like, what is this? What's going on? But I feel like I definitely glazed over some bits at some point, so it's definitely on my reread list because I got the special fancy cover.
Oh,
I got the special fancy cover.
I'm surprised you didn't go down to, or you might have gone down to that Alice Oseman pop-up shop in London. That was, I don't know if it's still there, but it was there. There was an Alice Oseman pop-up. I saw Rosie Talbot posted about it on her social medias, and she did a couple of reels from inside. It looks freaking amazing. So check out Rosie Talbot's social medias for videos of that. It's really cool.
It was Friday the 5th till July 7th.
Oh.
I had no idea.
That
I was
sucks.
literally in London like 3 days before.
Oh, Drew, you were so close. You just
Now.
missed it.
Now I must go cry. Once we finish this episode.
Oh, yes, save your
Didn't
tears.
need to make Drew cry.
Oh, God. Okay, well, I think we should move on to Would You Rather. We gotta wrap this up so Drew can go cry.
Yes. Would you rather? Pew, 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 pew. Cool. We are recording this one early again due to, mine and Amanda's schedules for the next couple of months being absolutely ragingly bonkers.
Yes, indeed.
So this one hasn't been posted on social media, but it will. It has at time of recording has not been posted on social media.
Okay.
But it will go, and me and Amanda will do some silly short videos reading the comments or something like that. So watch this space. But we are going to ask on social media and talk about it now. Would you rather go on a road trip or go to a summer festival? Drew, you have to answer first.
Okay. This is a tough one. I love to go to festivals, but I've never really been on a road trip. So I'm going to say I'd rather go to the summer festival because I've been to one a billion times, and I like to get drunk and listen to the music.
I want to go on a road trip, but I want to go on a proper road trip. Like, I've driven across the country several times, moving across the country, but I want to go on a proper road trip with, besties in the car, and like you stop at weird roadside places and eat weird things and go to like the world's largest ketchup bottle, or, to see the largest ball of twine or whatever. I want to go to those weird roadside attractions, and I would like to do it where we have no clue where we're going. We're just going. That's a dream I have. Just get in the car and go.
Yes.
I'll take a month off work.
Right?
I'll jump over.
Come on, let's go.
I 100% agree with that. I've done road trips, but more planned road trips. But we don't have like world's biggest ball of yarn, or world's biggest rocking chair, or the house that is a shoe. Here, it's just not a thing. Our stop offs or service stations.
Did you go to that big service station?
Oh. Did you know they still have Little Chefs?
Little Chef?
I know.
Oh my god.
Little Chef. Little Chefs were the staple place. So expensive, but so freaking delicious.
Little Fish.
I think there's actually a Little Chef at a service station about 20 minutes from where I live, I think. I'm not sure if it's still there. It probably will not taste anything remotely like it memory serves. But yeah, they're all like KFCs and Starbucks now. But I like a road trip. I like the adventure. I do not like the summer festival. It's like torrential rain at the moment in the UK, and I could tell it was going to rain because there's a festival going on at a country park near where I live, and every year this festival goes on. It's like it rains. It's guaranteed to rain. Somebody lost the wellies the other day. They were posting pictures of the mud. And it's like a foot of mud. It's just... and that does not appeal to me.
I'd like to clarify for my answer.
I want a road trip.
I want to go to an American summer festival.
I want to go on an American road trip.
I went to a summer festival when I lived in South Florida, and there were pop-up showers, so it was going to rain, of course, and you know it if you live there. You're aware of the time and that it's going to rain. But so I was there, and this was at a time where I lived by myself, and I went to this summer festival by myself. And I got to see the Smashing Pumpkins, and it was really cool. But I was just standing there in the rain, under umbrella, listening to the Smashing Pumpkins. And then a drunk person came and stood under my umbrella for just a few minutes and didn't ask, just came and stood next to me under my umbrella. And then as payment, before they left to go somewhere else, they offered me a bite of their corn dog, which I turned them down. So it was, I don't know that it was fair payment, but it was a good experience. Stranger standing
You weren't in the
underneath my
market
umbrella.
from the book club, so you're fine.
Yeah.
No, I went to Lollapalooza. I was meant to see Metallica. I got too drunk and passed out before Metallica were even on.
Oh, Drew.
No.
And my friends were like, really? Really, Drew? This is the first night. And I'm there like, a great time. I'm fine.
Oh, Drew.
I've heard Metallica. I've got the CD. I can stream it off Spotify. It's fine.
It's
Can't believe
fine.
There was a festival that the same country grounds that are going on at the moment. The BBC Radio 1 do one big weekend. It's like the first festival of the year, and they were doing it there. And it was so loud. Bearing in mind it's about 3 miles down the road. But the one big weekend was so loud. Me and the hubby, then boyfriend, were sitting in our backyard because we couldn't get tickets. We tried, but we could not get tickets. We were sitting in my backyard having a barbecue, and it started to snow in May, but we had this barbecue in our backyard, and we could hear the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
It was
that's
3
really
miles
cool.
down the road.
I love it.
That's amazing.
I mean, you couldn't hear. It wasn't perfect, but if you know the Foo Fighters songs, you knew what they were playing, and we were like, yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Shall we have another Would You Rather?
We should. Okay. Would you rather have the awkward sex talk with your mom or your sister or a teacher or your friends or your podcast super fans or literally anyone else, because that is all this book was talking about? Who do you want to have the awkward sex talk with?
I go with my podcast super fans.
Same, but no, really.
Same.
Book related. Let's back it up. Let's take away the podcast super fans.
Yeah, okay.
Mom, sister, or a teacher?
But they have friends. They have the
Yeah, well,
conversation
I'm
with friends.
taking that out because obviously that is the answer that everyone would choose.
Oh, I guess.
I don't have a sister,
Sibling,
so that's
then.
fine. Oh God, definitely not then. I mean, actually, it would probably be quite funny to make Adam blush.
I'm probably going to go sister. And then we'll never talk about anything ever again. We won't make eye contact, and we'll see each other once a year for Christmas.
That's why I'm going to choose teacher, because I don't have to interact with the teacher necessarily. I mean, if we're in a classroom together and I'm asked a question, yeah, I'll answer it, but like I'm not going to go and, see you first thing in the morning opening up the fridge and getting the OJ out. Like, I don't have to see you. Or like after it happens and everybody around you knows that it's happened.
Eye contact over OJ. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm picking the teacher.
I am going to pick the teacher as well because they are an objective party. Whereas I think your mom or your sibling is going to come in with a heavy bias. And it could be as well, depending on the type of parent you've got, like my house, my rules kind of thing. With no negotiation. It's like, well, I still live here. So where's the compromise. And I think, so I do think a family member can have a big bias, and I think a teacher would be, and as long as a nice teacher, and that lack of eye contact over the OJ, like you said, is a big win as well.
Yeah. What's our next question?
Would you rather have a birthday dinner or a slumber party?
I love slumber parties.
I love slumber party. I haven't had one in forever.
I want to have a fictional hangover slumber party. That's all I want in life.
We'll have to round up the Superfan.
I have birthday dinners every year. I'm going for 2 next week. I don't need to, I'm happy with them. I'm replete with birthday dinners. I'll take a slumber party, please.
Mostly because I know if it was a cool, super fun fictional hangover sleepover slumber party, we'd all watch horror movies and talk books all night.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
It'd be great.
What were we wearing t-shirts, or will we be having fictional hangover onesies? I'm opting for the t-shirt because I don't really want to take all my clothes off to go pee.
Yeah, I don't love a onesie. I don't like to have my feet wrapped up. So, no, t-shirts.
I have some pretty cool. I have a pretty cool onesie that's like flip. I mean, I hardly ever wear them because I'm like, it's too warm. Help me.
Yeah. Ugh. No, but we're all wearing a
giant
different
fat pants and a t-shirt.
Yes, but we're all wearing a different fictional hangover t-shirt.
Okay, I'm bagsying the vampire one because that's the size shirt I got. That's my new bedtime shirt.
Nice.
I'm bagsying the special edition slumber party one that Amanda will make.
Oh yeah, because there definitely will be one that I will definitely send to everyone as a surprise. I think I'm gonna have to go with an original. Original, just straight logo. That's the first one. So that's what I'm gonna wear.
Oh, geez, best G.
Yes. Okay. Would you rather study art or history or sports science at university? And why is the answer art?
Oh.
Wait, that's just for me. That's just for me. That's just for me.
No.
I was going to say history because out of those 3 options, I like history the most. I'm terrible at remembering things for the exams.
I can't do it.
I'm going to say history as well, but technically I did do history ever sorts because my bachelor's was in English, which was literature, and American studies, but the American studies had a lot of history in it, and I did actually do a dissertation that involved art study as well of the harem, the East Asian harem. So I've technically done 2 out of those 3 in a certain way, but I'd rather do history.
No, I would rather study art. I don't care. I don't like, that's not how my brain works. I don't retain information like that. So I wouldn't be successful studying history.
Oh, I don't think I'd be successful. I just think I'd have a fun time.
Yeah, like it's interesting.
Success was not part of the question.
True. It's interesting to learn and like to learn about things that I have interest in. But I can't. I don't.
I think that's with history though. You can pick a time period that you are interested in. I did at A level for 2 years. I had either the choice of doing modern history or ancient history, and I wanted to do ancient history. I wanted to do Egyptians and Romans and Greek, all that kind of stuff, and but because the A level was based on 100% exam, I didn't feel confident enough to do it. Even though I'm interested in it, I didn't want my grade to be 100% exam. I wanted as an assignment, because I am not a fan of standardized testing. I don't think tests tell you anything about somebody's abilities. So I ended up doing modern history because it was based on assessment, and unfortunately it was all freaking World War One and World War Two, and I'm sorry, that just does not interest me. And my lecturer had a comb over that literally broke space. Like, I have never seen such a lustrous, thick comb over in my life. I spent 2 years of my life looking and studying this comb over, trying to see how far back his ball patch actually went and where it started and ended. It was majestic and terrifying. And I didn't need to study because he literally wrote all of our notes for us. At the end of every term, at the end of every semester, I had 2 lever arch files full of notes he handed over to me. Like, he gave to everybody. So you never had to write anything down. So he was a terrible teacher. He really was. He was a nice guy, but a terrible teacher. So if I can have a choice of studying what period of history, I think that makes a very, very big difference.
Well,
Serial
what if we
killers of
learned
the
the
70s.
Tudors again?
Oh my god.
Again.
Do you know what? You can do it. Just watch Horrible Histories, and you'll learn all about the Tudors. All you'd ever need to know about the Tudors. Anywho, Drew, do you have a would you rather?
I've been concocting this entire time. Would you rather drink one of the gross drinks that were made in the kitchen at a party, or would you rather have the awkward talk with your pal?
Oh, give me the awkward
drink the
drink. I
gross
don't care
drink.
what it is. Poison.
I've probably already
Poison.
drank it before. I'll just nick it back again. Just open your throat and knack it back.
Right, 1 second. Let me get the straw. I'll just.
Yeah. Oh,
No, you're failing there. Don't know. You need to have it in a cup, not too wide a opening. You need to pull your tongue down, throw your head back, knock it back, but then do it like a tequila shot and salt your hand, and it'll take away all the horrible, nasty flavour of the drink.
Yeah.
Not that I've done it before.
I just drink it really fast out of the straw so it doesn't touch my tongue.
Oh. Yeah.
Obviously,
that's
side
a skill.
effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, very minimal.
That is a.
Ugh. Ugh.
I can feel the hangover now.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not great.
I went to a party once and they didn't have any mixer, so we ended up just using other alcoholic beverages that had lemony taste, and I got so drunk off one drink. It was literally a pint of alcohol. I was just staring off into space. Colin had to come collect me, and I went to bed. I woke up 4 hours later with a hangover and a craving for onion bhajis.
Mm.
I can't drink anymore. Oh. Anywho.
Well, yeah, Lollapalooza was the last time I did something like that, and I was like, "Phew, we're getting old."
I miss Metallica. No.
What have I done?
Let that be a lesson to you.
Okay. Favorite final thought quote.
You're
Who
being
wants
Drew,
to
do you
share?
want to go first?
Yeah. You're being very pessimistic. You're being annoying.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think she's telling us off.
Mm.
What was in the book?
Mm.
That was in the book, I swear.
I'm just going to give... Oh, okay. I'm just going to give you one. Woo! Let's go! Road trip! Is it too early to open snacks?
That's a good one. Okay, I'm just gonna give one too. Me and Nick will need libraries. Need them. If you liked this, try this. What are we gonna suggest? Drew, do you have anything to suggest?
I do. I've just finished it. I think it's very fun. It's a little bit different to Heartstopper. Not as wholesome. I've Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Very cool, obviously on brand. There's vampires. It's Fictional Hangover.
Right.
It's really good. It's like a kind of an arranged marriage of sorts. There's a bit of a mystery going on, kidnapping, and attempted murder.
Ooh.
There's a lot in one book.
Nice.
What does the back of the book blurb say?
The back of the book says, Misery Lark, the only daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman of the Southwest, is an outcast again. Her days living in an anonymity, that's the word, among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold a historic peacekeeping alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares, and sees little choice but to surrender herself in the exchange. Again. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lone Moreland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice. And unlike the Vampire Council, not without feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right he was, because Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience. Reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances, and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about. And she is willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's hers, even if it means a life alone in where territory alone with a wolf. Very good. Very easy to read, actually.
That does sound right up our alley.
Is it? Oh, cool. I'm going to go next.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend Witchlight by Jessie Zaborski. I haven't read it. I have it on loan from the library. I need to read it. I was going to read it yesterday. Didn't get the chance because yesterday was bonkers. But I'm going to read it. And it looks good. And it is a graphic novel. Love, loss, witches. This YA fantasy graphic novel has it all. This thoughtful, emotional story will entrance you with its moving story and organic artwork. Lilac is a witch. That's all Sanja knows when she meets Lilac at the marketplace, but Lilac is hiding something, and as her life begins to intersect with Sanja's, all that she's kept to herself starts to come to light. Secrets, friendship, and magic all come together as Lilac gets closer and closer to uncovering the truth about her past. Witchlight is a wonderful queer adventure filled with friendship, family, falling in love, and dealing with the hardest bits of your past all along the way. And I got that summary from the library loan.
Nice.
So I'll say Libby. It's off Libby.
Thanks, Libby.
What have you got, Amanda?
I am going to suggest Long Exposure comic, and you can read this entire thing. It's all published, it's all out, and you can read every single bit of it on longexposurecomic.com. It's written and illustrated by Mars Hayward. Honor student Jonas Wagner and school bully Mitch Mueller have to work on a class science project together when they discover a mysterious building behind a fence in the woods. They develop strange new powers after trespassing and are forced to face their childhood trauma and abusive parents while being followed by unknown pursuers. Together, they slowly grow closer until they realize they like each other a lot more than just friends.
Oh.
They like each other.
Like.
Like. Oh,
Like. Oh. Do we have a new energy spotlight as well for this week?
Yes, we do. It's called Love Advice from the Great Duke of Hell. And yeah,
This is who I want to have the conversation with. Not my sister, not my mom, not my teacher.
Yeah.
It's the Great Duke of Hell.
Yes, indeed.
Great Duke of Hell or nothing.
I came across this one on NetGalley, and oh my gosh, I forgot to say when it comes out. I think it's September. It's later this fall. And it's by Unfins. I'm not sure about that. I don't know this person, but it's a webtoon, and now it's being published as a book. The girl of your dreams barely knows you exist. Your friends can't help. Your family is clueless. So where do you turn for love advice? Who can provide you with that essential assistance for the lovelorn? If you're an average, everyday teenager like Paul, you summon a powerful demon from the deep recesses of hell and, frankly, hope for the best. The demon in question is the Great Duke Astaroth, which, Claire, it's another mention of Astaroth, by the way. Ruler of 30 legions of bloodthirsty hell creatures, powerful enough to raze cities to the ground. And now he finds himself on the mortal plane, compelled to give a hapless kid dating advice? In summoning Astaroth, Paul has set off a chaotic series of events. The Great Duke of Hell stands ready to claim Paul's soul in less than a week, no matter how silly their bargain. Paul's magic accidentally altered the agents of the Holy Order, a group dedicated to protecting the world from the forces of evil, that something infernal is afoot. Paul's sister Juliet, flabbergasted to find a demon in her home, has run away to hire an exorcist. Plus, Paul's dad is hiding something, and so is Elena, the object of all Paul's affection and the reason for all his complicated scheming. But whoever said true love was easy? This is the kind of love story I need to read, okay, everyone? Oh, it's December. It's coming out in December. So, got a little bit longer to wait for that one.
The cover looks amazing, by the way. It's got Astaroth holding a big bouquet of red roses, and I need it in my life.
Yeah. And then that just means we're going to have to cover...
Oh my god. We need to do it in February next year.
All right. Very good.
I think the theme needs to be love advice.
Or the theme needs to be Astaroth. All Astaroth all the time.
Yes. I'm going to write that one down because we need to do that one.
Yeah, we do.
All Astaroth full stop.
That's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Drew.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss The Bach Ness Monster by Natalie Reese and Sarah Getter. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. So you can be here one day like Drew.
On me, am I right?
Yay!
Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok and YouTube at Fictional Hangover. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Alice Oseman for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.